There you go.
Namo, fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo, fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo, fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000,000,000 eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I have come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual meaning.
Okay. All right. Hello, Yukai. Yeah. I hope I pronounce your name correctly.
You did.
Okay. That's good. Okay. Okay. I think we go to this one. Go ahead, William.
The excellence and benefits of Bodhicitta. The reasons for the benefits of Bodhicitta. The original verse. Do even fathers and mothers have such a benevolent intention as this? Do the gods and sages? Does even Brahma have it? If those beings have never before even dreamt of such an attitude for their own sake, how would it ever arise for the sake of others? Does even our father or mother have the same beneficial intention as the Bodhisattva has towards us? Do the great gods Brahma and Indra, or even the wise sages, have such a beneficial intention? No. Our kind father and mother indeed wish to dispel our temporary suffering and give us temporary happiness, but it does not occur to them to wish us the sublime joyful state of full awakening. In the complete cessation of all our suffering. In general, ordinary beings like ourselves, although we are filled with self-cherishing, strive only for the temporary happiness of this one life. We have no intention to attain the highest state of enlightenment or even happiness for our future lives. Neither do we have the intention to find release from the sufferings of a hellish rebirth or the sufferings of samsara as a whole. If the beneficial intention to be released from all suffering and attain enlightenment never arises for our own sake, not even in our dreams, then how will it ever arise for the sake of others? If we have no wish to be free from samsara ourselves, then how will the wish arise for others to be free from samsara? If we meditate deeply by considering the constant suffering to which we are subjected, we can develop the wish to be liberated from all the unsatisfactory states that make up samsara. This wish to be free is called renunciation. If we reflect on the sufferings of those who are in the same situation as ourselves and realize that all sentient beings are suffering throughout samsara, the wish will arise that they also be freed. This is the development of true compassion, which leads to the generation of the bodhicitta wish.
Okay, before you samsara, it means the death and rebirth cycle. Just I want to okay, go ahead, William.
Oh yes, this is true. Even a mother or father, though they wish the best for their children, they definitely are not holding the intention of establishing them in complete and right enlightenment, let alone establishing all living beings in complete and right enlightenment. And yeah, the same is true of the gods, that there at times the gods may seek to benefit human beings, but they're not acting from the bodhisattva mind state of this radical compassion. So it really is a rare state of mind to aspire to and cultivate.
So and also we never think about how to release the suffering at the whole, right? For the sake of ourselves. We only been satisfied only for within this lifetime, not the life after. We never require. What do you think? Do you ever think about that? What happened to our after that? To us after that? Have you those questions arise within you?
Um, yes, I think more so when I was a child, but
Mm-hmm.
now, I can say I really don't think now what happens after death, but I know it's kind of manifested, well, it's kind of developed from, okay, what happens after death to, okay, I know I'm going to die one day, so I kind of feel like I'm on like a time rush. Like I have to make sure I get everything done and I can do all these things I want to do before I die. So I guess as a child, I would bring suffering upon myself by worrying about heaven or hell or
Mm.
what happens after. Now the suffering has evolved into I'm on a time rush. Like I have to do everything. I have to make sure that I don't have any regrets and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes some sense. Well,
Okay.
actually, that is same thing with the common people, like other common people. They also think that, well, life is short, right? I will try to accomplish as much as I can, just like Putin as well, right? He said that he want to do invade the Ukraine within his lifetime. He want to rebuild the empire
Mm.
within his lifetime. Well, that also the way that the common people who have such a very bad ambition. But that's the same thing with the people. I mean, with the way you think, they are not the same thing, right? We are the one who are spiritually, we think differently. We don't think in the way that the people who are strive for material or for the craving, that we are not those people. Does it make sense? So the way we think, life is short, and we have to make sure that we accomplish. But that important. But more importantly, what is more importantly, William?
Hmm. Well, to practice the way, right? To cultivate wisdom, to practice compassion and cultivating bodhicitta. So to avoid generating causes for difficulty in the future, obstructions in the future. So not, avoiding harming anyone, trying to help people whenever we're able to. And then I think, we can face our death with greater security, to a certain extent, because, our minds will be peaceful, we won't have regret, uh, and we won't be attached to things. So if we don't,
Okay.
like pursue, because
The,
Rukaya didn't say what she wanted to accomplish, so
uh,
maybe it's not necessarily like thing-based accomplishments, but some people, they have kind of materialistic based goals for like, okay, I want to have a whatever, I don't know, fill blank thing in there, and then they really suffer over losing those things at death, as opposed to focusing on like trying to be in a position to be able to help people.
mm. um, you don't understand bodhicitta, right? The word bodhicitta.
Buddha Buddhicitta,
Yeah, they
I
the
think I'm
word.
gonna get it wrong, but I guess the first word that comes into mind is compassion.
Oh
I
yeah.
guess since the last meeting we had, when William would be like reading, it was all compassion
Oh
based.
wow.
Like it always circled back to that. So I'm guessing it circles around compassion.
That's right. That's
Okay, okay.
very much true.
Okay, I was nervous.
Wow, you have a good memory. The bodhicitta in Buddhism is very, very important. It means that the mind of willing to benefit others due to the motivation of the loving kindness and compassion. That means when we practice the Bodhicitta, that means we are practice to develop the loving kindness and compassion. That's the whole goal of Bodhicitta.
Now, is Bodhicitta, this is like a concept and not like, um, hmm, how can I ask this? Is this a concept or is this some sort of like
It's the mindset.
figure? Oh,
No,
it's a
it's
mindset. Okay.
right.
Okay.
Because the
Because I thought
whole
it was some sort of
idea,
like Buddha.
yeah, I know. Before the one who be able to attain the Buddhahood to become a Buddha, that person will need to practice the Bodhisattva path. The Bodhisattva, it means that the one is self-enlightened
Oh,
and also
okay.
bring the enlightened to the other.
Okay.
And they have
I
to,
was getting them confused.
okay, Bodhisattva is a person, but the
Okay.
Bodhicitta is the mind, the mindset of loving kindness and compassion. Does it make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you.
Good. So I will tell you this the one of the story that one time I think that William already heard this story already. One time the closest attendant of the Buddha is a venerable Ananda. Anand, right? Asked the Buddha, when your first initial result of bodhicitta. And you know what the Buddha said? He said, many, 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 many countless past life in the past. One of the past life in the past when he were the common person like us. And he and his friend committed a lot of bad karma. And after they pass away, they they fall down into the hell. And
Oh,
in the hell, you know what they do? There were the train and basically did you he and his friend fool the train just like the host fooling the car and the demon the king of demon he used the stick the steel right steel stick and whip them just like whip on the horse
mm,
and terribly constantly whip them. And you know what? The former life of the Buddha saw that his friend looked like he no longer be able to sustain the hardship of a punishment. And you know what he did? Well, he also had the same punishment that his friend, but when he saw that his friend almost cannot be able to handle it, and he stopped fooling the train, and he go in front of the demon king, and told the king that, please, can you be easy on my friend? And you know what? The demon king is very angry, and when he angry, you know what he do? He use the steel stick and whip it from from top of the head all the way to the bottom. And that means the former life of the Buddha, he died instantly.
mm.
After he died, he gave up his hell body. That means the body of the hell, right? In the hell. And he be able to reborn with the heaven being body. So far, just so good. You
Because
follow
he
the
showed compassion,
And
compassion
you
for
know
his
what?
friend,
Yeah,
care.
that's right. And you know
Okay.
what? Usually the heaven being, when they be born into the heaven for the first time, they usually ask themselves, what kind of good deed did I do in the past to be
Mm.
able to give me the chance to be born here? And they do have the divine eye. They can be yeah, he used his divine eye to see it, his past life. He saw that he just came out from the hell, but because of his compassion arise within him for his friend, and he died with that consciousness, the compassion, the consciousness of compassion. With that consciousness state, he be able to give up the body from the in hell and be born in with the body of the heaven. Does it make sense so far?
Yes, that makes sense.
This is the powerful of the mind. We can be able to change from one thing to the other. Just like very easy. Let's say that someone insult us. Before they insult us, we look like a normal person. We very happy, right? Nothing happened to us. Just like we are in the heaven. But when they insult us without reason, what happened? We react with anger. Is that heaven anymore?
Yeah.
No. We fall into hell right there. That is the state of the hell state.
Mm.
You see, if we don't aware, we don't observe our mind state, our physical body or our physical state can change rapidly from bad to good or from good to bad. Now you see, the same thing. So in Buddhism, the Buddha always teach us the whole purpose of his teaching for 49 years. And he teach more than few thousand sutras. It's only about the mind. Because the mind is the most important about. If we don't know how to take care of our mind, then, well, we will be very suffer.
So would you say that one of the earlier goals would to be when it comes to like reaction, would the first step be because like I guess everybody makes mistakes and like I guess even with myself I'd still be able to react, but there was like what am I trying to say? Like if somebody says something like you said and I get mad, but I'm able to catch myself
Hmm?
afterwards and correct it,
Oh,
that would be the first step, right? But
no,
eventually
if you cut afterward, then that is too late already, don't you think?
it's too late.
Because that means we already damaged the relationship with other, don't you think? Just like we crack with the mirror, when you crack it, can you be able to make it no more crack? Can
No.
you undo? No.
So the
It is,
goal is no reaction at all.
well, we have to aware our
Okay.
emotion before they go into react. We catch them before they react. Does it make sense? Later on, I will show you the Buddhist psychology. Well, maybe today I will share to you. Good.
Okay.
Anyway, and the heaven being, that means the former line of the Buddha. He after he know that he came out from the hell, right? He said, "Oh, if I use this my state and practice, eventually I will become a Buddha." Yes, he did. Don't you think that? Yeah, he did. And he practiced so diligently for countless lifetimes to benefit others. And that's how he became Buddha today. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, I will share you another story later. And before I share you, and also here, that means in here, they also say that we sometimes, right, we do not have the intention to release suffering throughout the death and birth cycle, because we in Buddhism we believe in reincarnation. It's evolved countless lifetimes. It depends on our mind state. If we cannot break the pattern, that means we do not be able to get enlightened. For example, today I told you about the impermanent. I told you about non-self, right? If we do not realize, we do not understand that, that's what we call, in Buddhism, we call ignorance, right? Ignorance, it means that lacking of understanding the truth. But once you understand it, and you be able to use it to benefit yourself and benefit others, this is what enlightenment means, parcel by parcel. This is where the wisdom comes from, right? All right. Okay. And also in here, the whole thing here is if those beings have never before even dreamed of such an attitude for their own sake, that means, well, the most of us, right, we do our best to have the self-happiness within this lifetime. But sometimes those self-happiness, that isn't always good or bad.
It could be, it could be, it could be bad in my opinion. I think it could be harmful.
For example, the billionaire person, right? Or millionaire
Yes.
person, they they go out and they enjoy all kind of the luxury people enjoy. Is that a good thing?
No, because it's
No.
unethical.
It's unethical, right? And they do not care about other, even though they are very rich. But do they have, well, I don't know. Do they have, sometimes do they, I hope they think that to use whatever they have, parts of it, not all, maybe some parts of their wealth, help other. No, they don't do that. They rather use for themselves, right? So
Yes.
and that's why the Bodhicitta is the one who have the Bodhicitta is the one benefit themselves and benefit others. And I will show you this story so you can read. You can help me to read this story.
Okay.
The role model of giving of the Bodhisattva. Go ahead.
In the past, there was a Bodhisattva who saw life as impermanent to both the body and the wealth as well. Therefore, the Bodhisattva has vigorously resolved his Bodhi mind to perform giving. While the Bodhisattva was doing the giving, he did not distinguish between friends or enemies because his mind did not have an evil mind, such as greed, anger, or ignorance. If he saw any unfortunate ones that came to him for help, then he dedicated himself to helping by fulfilling their needs with unconditional love, by comforting them with loving kindness words. Hence his kind-hearted, hence his kind heart was widespread in all places, and whoever heard his name, he/she admired the Bodhisattva very much. Therefore, Saka, the king of heaven, oof,
Chaya Trimsa.
Triatrimsha, was jealous and worried. He thought to himself, if this Bodhisattva keeps practicing the giving vastly, then not too long his blessings will bypass me, and at the same time, I may not be able to keep my throne. After having this thought, he came up with the plan to make the Bodhisattva retreat from his practice of giving. Ooh. Next, he used his spiritual power to create a hell scene with the sinner being punished terribly, suffering in front of the Bodhisattva. When the Bodhisattva saw the sinner, he compassioned his compassionate heart filled with pains, and his kindness spread toward the sinner. King Saka went to the Bodhisattva and told Bodhisattva, due to his practice giving, due to his practice giving while he was in the world, the result was now he is punished. If you could, if you keep continuing with your conduct of giving, then you will end up like him. Do you think you still want to continue? Bodhisattva responded, I don't believe you. How is that possible? King Saka said, now you could come and ask the sinner. Then the Bodhisattva came and asked the sinner, what did you do that made you suffer and miserable? The sinner replied, I performed the giving. Bodhisattva asked, what happened to the people who have received your giving? The sinner answered, they were all reborn into heaven and enjoyed their blessings. After hearing that, Bodhisattva was very happy and said to the king Saka, the reason for my practicing giving is to end all suffering and bring happiness to others. However, if my practicing giving caused me suffering in hell, then I am still happy about that. Endurance, enduring the suffering while helping sentient beings is normal to the Bodhisattva. King Saka, after hearing that, was very admired and overtly asked the Bodhisattva, "What were the vows that motivated you to have those conducts?" Bodhisattva answered, "My ultimate goal is to learn the Buddhist teachings so that I can be able to rescue sentient beings from their sufferings." After knowing Bodhisattva's vows, King Saka felt remorse, and then he sincerely kneeled down in front of the Bodhisattva and said, "Due to my ignorance and afraid of losing my throne, I then created the hell scene trying to break your goodwill, and I felt so shame and guilt. Now I am begging you to let me repent in front of you. From now on, I am vowing to follow your great motto of giving forever, and I will devote my time to help everyone who practices giving." Hmm.
Okay, that's good. So, what do you understand about this story?
Well, I understand. I thought it was kind of like ironic that the king of heaven was jealous about someone giving, but
Mm,
I understand that even though, or even when the Bodhisattva was met with this scenario where it's like, okay, if you continue to keep suffering, or not suffering, if you continue to keep giving and being compassionate, then you will suffer. This is going to be your fate. And even knowing that and seeing that example, he was like, it's worth it. Like, if it's worth saving all these people and bringing them joy, then it's okay if I suffer. And I believe that is the way of the Buddha, Bodhicitta, I believe. That's Bodhicitta
mm,
thinking.
yeah,
Um,
that is the Maya Bodhicitta. That's correct.
and I thought it was really powerful how um just that way of thinking ended up changing and humbling um the king of heaven to the point where he also changed and vowed to change how he goes about things. So I would say that even when you're met with bad, if you continue to, I don't know, stay on the path and give good, then you could also help transform bad into good, or to help transform bad people into good people by being good yourself.
Mm,
That was what I got from that.
that's good. Okay. So, actually, it's when we do good, do you think bad thing will happen to you?
Hmm.
Just like this Saka said to the Bodhisattva, if you do this given, you will have the same result, just like the sinner. Is that true?
I believe bad things can happen to good people, but hmm, never because they do good. Hmm. That's a tricky question.
What do you think, William?
Yeah, well, not because of their doing good in the like the big picture sense. If a bad thing's going to happen, well, there's some ripening of karma that's occurring, and
Hmm.
they may be in the situation where the karma ripens because they're doing a good deed. Like they may be in the act of doing good deeds and their karma returns to them while they're doing it. But the good deeds aren't the cause for the returning of the karma. Those are seeds for like future, positive karmic ripenings. Um, but certainly we can have more difficulties if we're trying to help other people because we may not, like say we're not focusing on our own comfort. So we're focusing on other people's, and we may have, less comfort for that. If we give, um, a significant amount of our own resources, well, then we have fewer resources and we may have some like material like less comfort, but it's not, it doesn't necessarily cause suffering, because comfort can be a cause for suffering just as easily as loss of comfort can. It's just sort of like the state of the mind. So yeah, I don't think the good deeds are going to cause a negative retribution like a birth in the hell, or a birth in any hell.
I have a question about karma though. Does it know no bounds? Like,
Good.
what's the because when I think about like the worst of the worst that could happen, like, or even to myself, just bad. And I think, does karma know any limit, or is it just like, I don't know, like, is there any like boundaries for it? Does it have any exceptions? Like, how do I know when I deserve this and when I don't, especially when it's like horrible, horrible?
Mm,
Like,
mm, okay. Before I answer that question, but let me
mhm,
go through this story a little bit so we understand better. Um, Basically, why the king of heaven said that if you do the given, and you will end up like the sinner, because basically he just want to make this Bodhisattva retreat his good practice. It doesn't mean through the law of cause and effect. Even you expect or you don't expect the result will go through. That means when we do good, the good result come back. And sometimes you do see the people when they do good, but bad thing happen to them. For example, um, let's say that within our family, right? Within our family, it not always we have the good, a smooth relationship with other within the family. Sometimes we do have a rough relationship. Does it make sense? Right? But
yes.
when the time we do have a rough relationship to the point that, let's say our spouse, right? It's caused us a lot of suffering. But instead of we complain and we react with revenge or anger, let's say that when we revenge or we react with anger, that help us to have happiness. That help
No,
us.
doesn't.
No, it will create more hatred and anger, right? Even worse. But what happens if we understand the Buddha teaching? We know that everything, even good thing or bad thing happen to us, always have a reason. Does it make sense? For example,
Yes.
the chance that we meet and you have a chance to learn in this life, there was a reason behind that we do have the connection in the past, right? It's
Mm.
nothing happened by itself. You look at all the things in this world, right? This thing happened due to the previous thing happened. If the previous thing not happen, do you think have the current thing happen? Just like when you go to the lab, right? You have to proceed the a series of steps. You have to go from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way in order to complete your lab test. Does it make sense? Can you skip one of that step and be able to complete your step? No. The step number 2 happened because step number 1. Step number 3 happened because step number 2. Step number 4 happened because step number 3. Does that make sense?
So can we pay for like our previous life's karma within this life
Yeah.
then
I,
too?
you said that can we be able to see it?
No, like, like if I commit bad in my previous life,
Uh-huh.
can I pay for my sins in my previous life in this life now? So I don't know, karma's just so tricky to me because I think about like children and bad stuff that happens to children, and like what karma did they put out to deserve
Um,
such a thing?
okay, I
You
will
know?
help you okay, because I have to leave early today. But I will explain to you more detail into the next class. But I
Okay.
will briefly tell you this so you understand. Um, one thing happened to us. If we be able to understand the Buddha teaching, we be able to accept it because we do not have the eye of wisdom to see our past life. Let's think about it. When the people who have lost their memory, can they be able to remember just a moment ago they did something? Can they remember that? No, they cannot. You see, even the person normally, before that, he very intelligent, he really good. But now, because of the memory loss, he cannot even remember just 5 minutes ago he did something he cannot be able to remember. Don't even talking about the past life. Does that make sense?
Mm.
The only time when our mind becomes very pure, very clean, and we practice the Buddha teaching without any attachment, yes, you'll be able to see your past life. That's what we call enlightenment. So basically, the law of cause and effect in Buddhism is different most of the other religion. In most of other religion, they only believe the cause and the effect. That means whatever the cause is, they will definitely have that effect. Let's say that if they born to be poor, they will be poor for forever. That doesn't make sense to in Buddhism. Do you think that the person who born to be poor, will that person be poor for the rest of his life?
No.
No. That's why in Buddhism we have three components for the law of cause and effect: the cause, the condition, and the effect. The cause, that means something we did in the past. Let's say that if I in the past did not do any giving, did not share the thing that I have with other, I will very selfish. And you know what? I will be born in this life. I'm born into the poor family. But does that makes me be poor for the rest of my life? No. If I'm lucky, I live in this country, right? And the government give us the financial aid, help us for the poor kid family, right? To be able to choose to go to school for free. And if I, the poor person, right, be able to strive for the education with all my hard work, don't you think I can become a doctor or engineering in the future? Surely. That means I get out of the poor environment, right? And into the good living. What do they call? Yes, I have a bad course in the past, but whatever I try and include the assistance of the government financially and many help from other, all this thing here, what we do here, we call the condition. The cost plus the condition, it gives you the effect. For example, let's say that you plant the seed of rice, right, on the floor, on the soil. The seed of the rice we call the cost. But what happens if we do not water, we do not take care of them? Do you think have the rice plant?
No.
No. But what happens if we water them, we take a good care of them, and we make sure that we do it properly? All the thing we put in with our work, this is called the condition. See, the seed, that means the cost plus the condition, plus all the condition it met, it gives you the result. Let's say that we have the good seed of the rice. That means we have the good cost. But if we do not take care of them, we do not water them, good cost plus bad condition, they come out bad effect. But the example I give you that in the past I did not do the given, that means the bad cause, right? But in this lifetime, I try my best to move up with all the help, include myself, right? With the hard work I put in, all this thing here we call the condition. Bad cause plus good condition give you okay or better effect. Does it make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
But if the person who are poor and they are not willing to try with the education and they do all bad thing, well, bad cause plus bad condition give you definitely worse effect, not bad effect, but worse effect. Let's say that the person who do good giving, good deed, do the giving, and in this lifetime they born into the good, into the wealthy family. That means the good cause, right? They have, but they did not go to school. They did not try bad, good thing. They hang out with the bad friend. What do you think in their future?
Just bad environment, bad path.
They become homeless or they go use drug, right? They go in jail. You see it? Jail in their house. Don't you think?
Yes.
So good cause, bad condition give you bad effect.
Mm.
This is what we call the law of cause and effect. In Buddhism, they have three components: cause, condition, and effect. That's why the concept of the karma from the mind, the mouth, and the body. The karma we did in the past, can we change it? Can we change it?
No.
Of course, we can change it by changing the condition,
Oh.
right?
Oh, I thought you meant that. Can we go back and change it? Okay.
Yeah, whatever
Okay.
you try on the condition, you change the condition, you change the effect. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
So that's why in Buddhism, everything is changeable. Not everything, most of the thing is changeable. But there's a thing that we cannot change. Just like when our karma action we pray in the past, it already become ripen. Just like the tree, the root is ripen on the tree. Can you say do not fall? They fall anyway.
Mm.
Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
That thing we cannot change. That means the karma is fixed. And that means they come to the point that it's no way we can change. What kind of karma is that? Karma that we kill our parents. We harm the sacred one. Those things we cannot change. Because those very heavy karma. Right? I will explain more in detail later on. So,
Okay.
but most for all the karma, we can be able to change it. Okay, so that means it gives us the hope. But all the religion, they believe in faith, right? Faith that means controlled by the supernatural God. That means faith cannot be changed. But Buddhism, we look in different way. Yeah. So that will help you to understand. But karma it's changeable. Because karma come from where? Come from our mind. Mind can be changed.
Mm.
Not from other. It's from ourselves. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Everything we do from our mind, right? Don't you think? We want to do
You
good thing or bad thing, it comes from here, from our mind.
to make sense.
Mhm. Even though people force us to do something, if we don't want to do it, can they force us to do it?
No.
No. That means things come from our mind, not from other. If we allow it happen because we allow our mind to do it, not from other people. So All right, I will. I'm sorry, I have to leave a little bit early today. It's I do have I have to help one of my master to do the thing for him at 7 o'clock. So but you understand so far, I hope.
Yes. Sorry, William.
Oh, there's
Sorry.
nothing to
No, 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 no,
apologize
no.
for.
This is
Oh,
also related to the class.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't worry. Okay, but I hope you enjoy. Okay.
okay.
That's why this today I told you that when you learn with me, you have to be patient, and I will explain slowly and so you can be able to understand the Buddha teaching.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm.
And I mean, I can hang out for 10 more minutes if Rukaya has any other questions. I'm happy
Oh,
to.
okay. You can
Oh,
help her to
oh,
understand this.
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
All right. That's good. Okay. Okay. Before that, let me. Okay. Go ahead, William.
May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You can hang out with her for 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay,
And
cool.
after 10 minutes, I will turn up this one, and I
Okay.
will open
Okay.
another Zoom. Okay.
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 Good. Thank you.